My name is Eric Crane, co-founder of Flatfile, and today I'm going to share with you a high-level overview of our data exchange platform. Flatfile is an API-first platform with a developer SDK that solves the problem of importing messy data files like CSV or Excel into your app or database. With Flatfile, you can support many different types of workflows, from very simple imports for one-time users that require no further action to a very complex data use case that requires extensive validation and transformations across multiple collaborators. To resolve such complex data challenges in a much easier and faster way, you can also collaborate with a secure AI assistant without needing any technical expertise. Flatfile has customers from more than 80 different verticals, but for today's demo, we'll walk through an end user's experience loading data into an example application. This app requires employee, job, and other HR-type data from the end user. It's a fully functioning, independent web application that is built to show a handful of common configurations our customers use. As an end user, I'll upload an Excel file that contains all of my employees and their jobs. Then I'll go over validating, correcting, and transforming the data before finally pushing clean data into the app. Let's go ahead and upload the Excel file. As the file is loading, you can see here the progress. And once it's done loading, I'll simply choose the Excel tab I want to load the data from and the sheet into which I want to load the data. In the column mapping stage, Flatfile uses a combination of AI and historical data to map the columns correctly, though we can always override this if we want. This is true for both incoming columns and category values. Once the end user has mapped the incoming data, it's loaded into a sheet where Flatfile runs automated real-time validations, which we call data hooks. For example, you can see where the job code has been automatically generated for any value that was missing by using the job name. In addition, Flatfile runs validations on the data to determine what corrections are needed. It's easy to filter by errors, then identify and correct those errors either manually or with a bulk function in the interface. Flatfile also maintains referential integrity across linked datasets. You can see this with jobs being linked to departments that already exist in our web application pulled in via API. You can see here that none of these values exist in the reference department table that was imported directly from our application. Let's go and see how this looks with employees as well. I can load data from my single file to multiple places. In this case, I now want to map the employee data into our employee target sheet. Now that employee data is mapped in, the end user can see the reference links from employees to their jobs, as well as any validation errors and transformations as noted previously. Some validation problems require more nuanced solutions, however. In this case, I want to set a unique starting password for each employee I'm loading into the app. I'm going to ask our AI assistant for some help here. I would like our AI assistant to generate a strong, unique password for each employee record. Each password should contain at least one number, one special character, and 10 total characters. What the AI assistant is going to do is going to think about what type of query would actually perform this transformation. And when it's completed that task, it will show me what it is planning to change. It allows me as the user to accept or reject its solution. And this is what we call zero trust AI. Let's go ahead and accept these as initial passwords. And if I, as a user, mistakenly accept an AI recommendation, I can always revert the data back to the way it was prior to the change if I wanted to. In addition to AI-based transformations, you can also configure Flatfile with actions that plug directly into a user's workflow. Think of these as similar to macros that run a defined function on all of the data in view. For employees, it looks like we have at least one duplicate. So let's go ahead and run our remove duplicate employee records action. Along with making changes to the data or moving data around, actions can be used to connect to an API, download a file, or other ways of integrating into your technical data workflow. In this case, our submit action will authenticate to the HCM.show application API and then load the valid records into the app. This was just one example in the context of one industry of how our customers leverage our platform to create elegant, efficient data exchange workflows. We've only scratched the surface of Flatfile's capabilities. I would love to help you solve your data exchange challenges, whether simple single-user import functionality, complex multi-party projects, or everything in between. If you like what you saw here today, you can sign up for your free account here, which will guide you through setting up a simple getting started flow. And if you have any questions about whether Flatfile will work for you, hit the chat bubble once you've signed into the application, and our team would be happy to help. Thank you.